During the Clone Wars, the Intergalactic Banking Clan gave out many predatory loans to people that clearly could not pay them off, and then used the might of the Separatist droid army to threaten to take control of their factories or resources when they did not pay the loans back. One of Darth Plagueis' friends was involved in the extortion of a small factory owner, forcing him to produce battle droids for the Separatists. That was until Obi-Wan arrived. So, let's find out how Obi-Wan dealt with the Banking Clan's abhorrent tactics, including how they created a completely new version of the B-1 battle droid. Before we dive into it, make sure you're subscribed for more awesome Star Wars lore content. So, the story begins somewhere in the core systems very close to Coruscant. Obi-Wan is locked in a tense battle with Separatist Vulture droids, and as you can expect from the wise general, he hates the Separatists and their silly war droids. After engaging the droids, Obi-Wan is again frustrated, believing that the Republic is wasting far too much time repelling these constant sneak attacks across the core. After finally managing to push back the droid forces, Obi-Wan is pretty confident that he has seen the last of them for now, before ordering R4 to get his ship back home. R4 roars back at Kenobi, letting him know that something isn't right with the ship and R4 herself. And yes, for those of you who didn't know, R4 does actually have feminine programming. Obi-Wan responds to this by saying, "Sounds like I just trod on a wampa's toe," teasing R4 and adding, "This is why I hate flying." Obi-Wan knows that he won't be going anywhere until his little astromech gets repaired, so he decides to see if there is anyone nearby who can perform the repairs. Being the lucky man that he is, Obi-Wan immediately spots an industrial center on the third planet of the system he's in, and is pretty confident that they'll be able to help him once they hear that he's a Jedi Knight in need. Following this, Obi-Wan docks in one of the bays of the industrial center and is immediately interrogated over the intercom. The staff immediately warn Kenobi that this is a restricted area and that he must state his business or they will be forced to escort him off planet. And by escort, they don't mean a friendly one. Obi-Wan immediately responds to this message by giving them his name, General Kenobi, and rank Jedi General, before informing them that he's having a little trouble with his astromech. He politely tells them that if they can patch his astromech up, he'll be on his way out very soon. The control team then approve him for landing and point him towards their preferred bay. As Obi-Wan is coming down to land, however, he notices a Banking Clan shuttle on the surface and wonders to himself what they could possibly be doing here. After he gets out of his ship, Obi-Wan arrives into the main plaza, where he is greeted by a protocol droid who welcomes him inside and asks him how he may be of assistance. R4 is slightly scared to enter the room, but Obi-Wan tells the little astromech that everything is alright and that the protocol droid seems friendly enough. After a few moments, Obi-Wan tells the protocol droid that his R4 unit took a bad hit and he was hoping that they might be able to do a quick repair on her so that he can leave this planet and get back home as quickly as possible. In response, the droid tells Obi-Wan to take a seat as Factory Master Quinn Garrus will be with him shortly. As the general and his droid wait patiently to be greeted, R4 begins smoking, causing Obi-Wan to get annoyed that he's showing them up. Nearby, two Munes from the Intergalactic Banking Clan are in negotiations with the Factory Master, Quinn Garrus, and are frustrated by his production rate for their new battle droid designs. One of these Munes is actually Sand Hill, who you probably remember is the Mune that Anakin slaughtered in Revenge of the Sith, but was also the son of Lash Hill, great friend and acquaintance of Darth Plagueis. Sand Hill himself also became good friends with Plagueis after the assassination of his father, and defended him when times got tough. Also, tell me in the comments down below if you've read the Darth Plagueis book, because that's one of the best Star Wars books ever written, and it's certainly one of my favourites. So let me know down below if you've read it and if you want me to cover some more of it. Not long after, Sand Hill and the other Mune representative state their displeasure with the production speed, and they also add that they now need 40,000 B1 battle droid units per week. And these aren't any regular B1 battle droids, but instead a new highly advanced and highly armoured B1 battle droid design, specifically created by the Banking Clan. Quinn Garrus is shocked and outraged by this number, calling it preposterous, and saying that it would mean turning over his entire production line solely for the creation of these abominable battle droids. After hearing this, Sand Hill simply says, "Exactly," with a menacing grin on his face, knowing exactly just how much he is asking of this poor factory owner. The factory owner will literally starve and won't be able to feed his family if he converts his whole factory to battle droid production, because he is of course not making any money from the droids. Unfortunately, this factory owner made the dire mistake of taking a loan from the Banking Clan, the most ruthless debt collectors in the galaxy. If you want to know just how ruthless they really were, just know that General Grievous was one of their debt collectors before the Clone Wars. Because of this, they say, in which case I'm afraid the Banking Clan will have to call in our loan, leading them to unleash their upgraded battle droids on the factory owner, telling him that these are the models they hoped he would be producing for them. Quinn Garrus begs for his life, facing down the barrels of 4 of these highly modified droids, and Obi-Wan is left completely unaware in the waiting room. Eventually, Obi-Wan becomes bored with his wait and wanders into the same room where the droids are threatening the factory owner and destroying his property as a show of strength. As Obi-Wan sees this, he shouts out the name of the factory owner in horror, wondering how this could have happened. He is immediately blasted with a flurry of incoming fire, causing him to pull out his lightsaber in an instant and begin deflecting the barrage right back at the droids. Sandhill and the other Muun are in absolute shock at Kenobi's presence, asking how a Jedi Knight could get into their location so quickly. Luckily for Kenobi, he had a very convenient little incident. Without regard for the Muons, Obi-Wan continues plowing through the blaster fire, eventually coming to the final few droids and slicing them to pieces, while at the same time telling them that he's been having a little droid trouble of his own, before adding, "Looks like I'm not the only one." As Obi-Wan force pushes one of the droids into a nearby wall with incredible force, the factory owner rushes up to him and grabs Kenobi by the leg, begging the Jedi Master to save his life. Obi-Wan continues to defend the factory owner, and the Muons are about to flee the building, but warn Quingaris that he can't cower behind that Jedi forever, giving him one final ultimatum. He can either do as they say, or he'll be paying back their loan with heavy interest, even if that means they have to take his factory away from him. After making their final statements, Plagueis' friend and the other Muon escape the building, and Obi-Wan notes that he has fought so many battle droids before during the war, but the armor plating on these specific ones has been upgraded to an exceptional level, so he'll have to take a more hands-on approach, going absolutely crazy on these droids, edging as close to the dark side as Obi-Wan would ever allow himself. Unfortunately, he realizes that the bankers are going to escape, but instead of capturing them, he now hopes that he can halt their plans. Following this, Quingaris thanks Obi-Wan with all of his strength because he knows that they would have killed him or tortured him had Obi-Wan not shown up at just the right moment. He then asks the Jedi General how he can ever repay him. Obi-Wan simply tells him that he's only there to get his astromech repaired, so that is all he required. Quingaris rushes over and immediately gets his people to begin repairs on Kenobi's droid, but is still saddened because this would probably be his last ever job, since they're going to foreclose his business due to the unpaid loans. Obi-Wan, however, has an idea that would probably help them both out. Obi-Wan offers the young factory owner a job which would allow him to repair and upgrade all of the Republic's astromechs for the rest of the war, for a reasonable fee of course, and on top of that, since he would now officially be working for the Republic, he'd get his own garrison of clone troopers stationed on the planet to make sure that he doesn't get into any more trouble, just in case. Quingaris is astounded by this generous offer and cannot thank Obi-Wan enough for his kindness, knowing that with this new large customer base, he could pay off his loan to the banking clan in under a day. Later that day, R4 is finally repaired and Obi-Wan is able to jet away from the industrial world in comfort. While on the ride back to Coruscant, he tells himself, "The Force was with me that time. By preventing the bankers taking control of Quingaris' factory, I've stopped the potential production of millions of war droids. This is one battle the Republic won before it even was begun." Finally, Obi-Wan commands R4 to get them back on course and back home, and they jet off into hyperspace, ending one very hectic day. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like and comment down below for more. And also tell me if you want to see more Darth Plagueis content from the book and other stories. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.